Hello, longboarding mom. Today we are gonna make something for dinner. It's gonna be something simple, kind of. You can substitute like Jiffy cornbread mix if you don't know how to make your homemade cornbread and stuff. But what we're gonna do is make an easy taco pie. I saw it on YouTube. It popped up in my feed. I was like, oh, that looks really good. I have tons of cornmeal and flour and stuff. And I always make taco meat for something. And so I wanted to try something different, something easy, something a little hearty. And, it's winter time, kind of. It's fall, it's cold outside. Today's actually warm. I woke up this morning and it was like 61 degrees. But it is morning time and there is no way I'm going to make dinner right now, but I'm going to, get the cheese ready and the onions cut and prepare everything that I can prepare now. I'm making easy a taco pie. I have never made this before. I have 2 cups of milk. I'm making a double batch of my cornbread. So I've got 2 cups of milk, and this is double everything. I've got 2 eggs here. I'm going to whisk these together. I've got eggshell in that one. I've actually am using my powdered milk for my baking and stuff because I figured milk is expensive. Even the powdered milk is expensive and stuff. But for baking and stuff, you really can't taste the milk in it. You just need milk. So it's 2% milk. I make it for the directions and everything. So I've got 2 cups of milk, 2 eggs. This is a half a cup of butter, and it needs to be melted. So we are going to stir that around. I've already pre-measured all the ingredients here. So we are just going to dump everything in there. There is 2.5 cups of cornmeal in there, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and I think a half a teaspoon of salt. And that's going to go in there. 1 cup of sugar. I'm just going to dump that all in. So we are making the corn mixture first. I've already grated cheese. I've already cut the onions and stuff. And we're going to add cheese to this. This is going to be our pie crust. We're going to put half of this mixture into the bottom of my cast iron pan and put the taco mixture in the middle, and then we are going to pour the other half of this mixture on top. And it's going to have cheese inside of it. It's going to be a taco mixture with some black beans. The recipe on the YouTube channel that I was watching calls for Rotel tomatoes. I don't have those on hand. I do have tiny diced tomatoes with green chilies in it. Oh, they're not tiny. They're diced. So I can get my tiny diced ones out and then add green chilies to that if I like. But we're going to set this aside. We're going to add the cheese to it. Just a little bit of cheese. I'm going to go grab that here in just a second. More butter in there. I'm going to grab that cheese. So I grated up some Colby Jack. We're not going to use all of the cheese because we are going to save some of this to sprinkle on top when it's all done. So I was busy today. I made banana loaves. I made that Cinderella pumpkin. It made, that pumpkin was gigantic. It made 8 2-cup bags that I'm going to freeze and almost 1-cup bag. And the pumpkin puree was like so pretty. It was gorgeous. I can't wait to try a pie out of it and some muffins and all kinds of goodies. But I've got pear bread, I've got banana bread. I put some of that in the freezer. I don't need to eat it all. Okay, we're going to set this aside. We're going to set this aside and we're going to make our taco mixture to go inside. We're going to preheat the oven in the meantime. I am preheating my oven to 400 degrees. I'm going to take just about this much Crisco and put that in my cast iron pan, and we're going to preheat that while we fry up the hamburger here. So first we're going to coat this. And while the oven is preheating, oops, give me just a second, I gotta move this. Okay, so I've got a pound of hamburger in here. My messy drawer. And we are going to sprinkle on that some Lowry seasoning, salt, probably half a teaspoon. Don't measure. Some Mrs. Dash. A little more onion. And a lot of garlic. Some cumin. And I have ground chili pepper. Now I thought I was buying chili powder, like the chili that you're gonna make that has all the ingredients with the cumin and the onion and stuff like that. And since I don't have that, we added a little bit extra of the garlic and the cumin and the onion to make up for it. I like cumin anyway. It smells so good. So we are going to fry this up. Once this is all fried up, we are going to add to it a can of black beans, a can of corn, and some onions. I'm going to add some onions to that right now. Diced up a whole bunch of onions. And I did it small, so hopefully in the pie my son won't taste it, but he will. He'll find it. He always does. We will come back when this is all done and add everything to the pot, and then I will put it all together and we will bake it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, probably longer, because I want my crust done and I want to make sure it's all done on the inside. Hamburgers down. I've opened all the cans, and I probably should use the bigger can. I'm going to dump green chilies in. I'm draining the black beans. I'm going to give them a good rinse before I dump them in. I'm not going to have any room. There's absolutely no room in there. We will stir this slowly. Look at that. Incorporate it all in. Kind of want to cook that liquid out just a little bit. And that was just from the diced tomatoes and a little bit from those green chilies. That is going to be a big pie. I think I'm going to have to share it with the neighbor if he hasn't eaten already. It was so cute. Yesterday, my neighbor brought up a big jar of apple butter. From the apples around here, we've got all kinds of different apples. He picked them and made his own apple butter and brought some up to me. So I gave him some apple butter and some pear bread. He said he never had pear bread before. So I had to give him that pear bread. Oh, okay. That is going to be the inside of our cornbread mixture. I need to pull the pan out of the oven. So let's move this camera and get that out here. It's going to be hot. So I got my cute little things that go on the handles.
You can visually look at your camera from the other way and say, I'm recording.
Okay, everybody, I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So I'm going to show you guys really fast. I just put it in the oven. Can you see that? Oh. So I poured the mixture half on the bottom, put that taco mixture on top, and then poured the rest on top. Now, it's not going to be exactly like a pie. I don't know. We'll see. I've never made this before, but let's get this in the oven. 20 to 25 minutes, but probably longer because it's really kind of saucy. So I'm going to carefully put it back in because it is really full.
Are you off now?
I might actually put in a pan underneath to catch the drippings just in case. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Ooh. I'm glad I put something underneath it because it did overflow. Wow, I wasn't going to put it in that pan. That's my biggest pan I've got, I think. Wow. Okay. Another 6 minutes and then I'll probably do. Look at that. That was almost 30 minutes in the oven. I am so glad I put a little pan underneath it. It did spill just a little bit over the side over here. I'm going to let this cool for about 10 more minutes. And then we'll cut into it, put some sour cream and some cheese and some onions. You can have lettuce if you want. I think I'm just going to do cheese and sour cream and onions. Maybe some tapatio. I can't wait any longer to cut into this. I don't even know where to begin. I'm just going to cut like a pie, I guess, right? It looks like it's a pie. It was so messy. And I don't need... That's just going to be a gigantic piece, isn't it? I'm going to probably have leftovers and have lunch tomorrow. I'll take it to work and share it with work. My neighbor came over. He's going to have a piece. So let's see if it will come out like a pie. So I took this out of the oven and it was hot, and I poured in the cornbread and it kind of bubbled and the oil went around the edges and stuff. It was so pretty, and I missed all that. Missed it all. Oh, there is... Oh, look at that cheese. So I missed some of it. I don't think I need it all anyway, but it's the cornbread part, and it's kind of cooked into it. So I wanted to show you guys. Look at that. That is all done. That's just the cheesy ooey gooiness. That is gigantic. I am not going to be able to finish that. That is huge. Look at that. I'm going to add some sour cream to it. Just a little bit like that. Some tapatio. And we are going to get a bite of that. Oh. That's probably going to be there. I don't need all that. That's going to be a perfect bite. Oh, look at that. Yum.
Oh, well, come in. It's ready.
Mm. My neighbor was knocking on the door. He was ready. Oh, that's so good.
I just walked outside. I was like, man, this whole porch
Mm-hmm.
smells literally delicious.